Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel where CRNA strive to succeed. In today's video we're going to talk about the dermatomes. Really important, especially right now that on my curriculum we're talking about regional anesthesia. I can see how it is important in daily practice, right? You want to know which part of the skin is innervated by which spinal nerve. So essentially, the dermatomes are this portion of our body innervated by specific spinal nerve. So we are not going to go over every single one because it can be really exhausting. I'm just going to show you the main one and how I did to remember them. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and let's dive into it. So a quick, easiest way to know where they originate, I have it here, C1 through C8, and then T1 to T12, and then L1 through L5, and S1 through S5. So C1 through C8 is my breakfast time in the morning. I take my breakfast at 8 a.m. and then my lunch comes at 12 p.m. here, T12, and then L5 and S1 is at 5 p.m. and I take my dinner. So this is just a quick, easiest way to remember those. But for the purpose of this video, we are not gonna section them this way. We're gonna be going from C2 to C4, and then C3, C4, C5, and then C5 to T1, and then T1 through let's say L, L, let's say L5, and then S1 through S5. I feel like it's more easier to think about them this way. And then C2 to C4, we're gonna call this portion the hooded cap. C3, C4, C5, we're going to call that the diaphragm. C5 to T1, let's call that upper limb. T1, L5, let's call that torso, and we can group these two in torso and lower limb. So I feel like it's more organized this way and more easier to digest. So let's start with C2 to C4. This portion is going to be our hooded cap. So that means when we put our hoodie on, the portion that gets inside the hoodie, and that's why we name it hooded cap. Now keep in mind that the face is not innervated by the spinal nerves but the cranial nerve. So we have the cranial nerve 5, the trigeminal with its 3 branches on the face, and the facial nerve. So we are not going to talk about this ventral portion of the face because it's innervated by the cranial nerve. We are more interested in this video by the spinal nerves. So C2 to C4 is the hooded cap. C2 start here almost in the middle and about in the region where you have your cranial nerve 5 ends here. Now C3 is going to be the upper portion of the neck, and C4 the lower portion of the neck. So C2 about with our trigeminal. It stays in the back. C3 upper neck, and C4 lower neck. Now let's look at C3, C4, C5. I put it on the diaphragm because that's the way I remember it. C3, C4, C5 keeps the diaphragm alive. So C2, C3, C3, C4, C5 keeps the diaphragm alive. I feel like it's easier to remember 3, 4, 5. Now let's move down to C5, T1. In this portion, we are not going to jump directly into C5, but we're going to go first into C7. Why? Because C7 comes here in the middle and extend onto your 2 digit, the 3rd and the 4th digit here in the middle. And then it gives 2 branches. It gives a medial and a lateral branch. So let's see how it does it. So C7 comes down, gives birth to 2 branches, and here is going to be the lateral, and here is going to be the median branch. Now we want to remember that C7 extends to the 2 middle digits. All right, so here on the lateral side, it's gonna give birth to C5 and C6. So C5 is gonna come here on the lateral aspect of the arm. So here we're just gonna put arm here. And C6 is gonna come to the lateral aspect of the forearm, including the thumb. So here we're gonna put here forearm plus thumb. Now, while C7 extending, it's giving us a medial branch here, which is gonna be made of C7 and C8. So C7, medial aspect of the forearm here. So we already put medial here, so we're just gonna put forearm here. And C8 is gonna get the hands with these 4th and 5th digit. These 2, remember the ulnar hands at rest, the claw hand at rest is because of the C8 right here. So we're gonna put hand plus 4th and 5th digits. So now this was C7, C8. Now let's go to the T's. Now we are not gonna do T1, we're gonna do T2. I have 2 wings. So I have axillary here. T2 is gonna be our axillary portion. Now from here it's gonna go down 2 by 2. So 2 and then T4. After my axilla, I have nipples here. So I have nipples going down to 2, T6. After the nipples, I have the xiphoid process down here. So T6 is gonna be our xiphoid process. And I'm not gonna do T8, I will jump to T10, which is gonna be the umbilicus region. T10. umbilicus. I love doing the T's because it's so easy. It's just going down the path where you're going 2 by 2 and you skip the T8. Quick. And then don't forget the lunge is T12. So T12, after the umbilicus here, you have the symphysis pubis. Symphysis pubis. And that's our T12. The T's are very easy. Love them. Now let's move to the L. It's just going to be a continuity. So L1, after you reach to your symphysis pubis here, you have the inguinal region. So those who have inguinal hernia, compression, or anything happening there, L1. Inguinal region. So after the L1, you keep going from medial side. You have the L2, L3, the medial aspect of the thigh. When you have your obturator nerve like that. So right here, medial. So it's going to be L2 plus L3 medial thigh. Now, L4, everybody knows about it. The patellar reflex is the anterior region of the knee, and to some degree, the lateral aspect of the thigh. So, anterior knee plus lateral thigh. And our lunge go to 5 p.m. So L5 here is gonna be your lateral aspect of the leg, including your big toe. So L5, lateral leg plus big toe. So L's pretty forward, only L1 to L5. Now we're gonna jump into the S. Very funny the way I try to remember them. So S1 is you standing on your sole. So it's gonna be the sole of your foot, including the little toe, your last little toe. So it's gonna be the sole plus your little toe. Now S2, after standing for so long, you want to lay down, right? So laying down is going to be the posterior aspect of your thigh, your calf, and some people lay down when making love, your penis. So it's going to be your penis plus the posterior thigh and calf. Now S3, after laying down for so long, now you want to get back sitting. So you're sitting on your buttocks, and when you sit down, your testicle fall, testicles. So S3, you're sitting down on your buttocks, and it also includes your testicle. Now remember, we're going to S5, dinner time. So it's gonna be S4, S5. That's where you wipe down. So you wipe down your perineal region. So this is gonna be your perineal area. And this is it, guys. This is what I got for the dermatomes. I hope this video was helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe. And also don't forget to press the notification alarm so you can keep with my video regularly. Thank you for everything. See you on the next one.